Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. It's a beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest and I'm excited to do a couple of cards with you. Both are really pretty easy projects, but the cool part is that this one uses a technique, it's an old technique, and this one shows you a great way to use the DSP. So let's get started. Make sure I have everything open. So I'm using the Sweet as a Peach stamp set, and we're going to start with this one. So I'm going to put this guy aside. I'm going to even put this aside because I have it all in front of me. And I will add all the measurements as soon as I'm done with the Facebook Live. So you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. You'll need 2 pieces of DSP that are 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. You'll need 2 more pieces of DSP that are 1 7/8 by 3 1/8. And then you're going to need a Pear Pizzazz Tasteful Label, and I'll show you more on that in just a second. So the first thing we're going to do, easy enough, I'm going to use my bone folder, make sure my card is creased really well, and then I like using glue, it's my favorite. Glue this down like so, like right in the middle. Perfect. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our DSP, and I like to lay it down so I know where it's going. You can see in this one I did coordinating DSP, but not necessarily the same, and I did the same here. However, I did make the squares the same. You don't want your project to be too busy. All right, so that's where those go. And now we're just going to glue those down. This is a super quick and easy way to do a card that looks great, but doesn't require a ton of cuts or layers, which I love all the extra layers. It's one of my favorite things. All right, get this guy on. I think I put this one a little too low. It'll be okay. And we can add these in the corner, like so. And this one over here. The DSP is the Sweet as a Peach DSP. It looks great. And I'm just going to use my bone folder to make sure that glue is spread around really well. All right, that was easy, right? Now we're gonna do our tasteful labels. And the tasteful labels look like this. Whoops, if they're gonna come out. And I put mine on magnetic sheets. It just keeps everything in place. And I used this one to make this shape. All right, stick those back in. Whoops, come on. And I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday in Mossy Meadow ink. So I used the Happy Birthday sentiment right there. And we're gonna get it just in the middle. I always have a hard time judging exactly where the middle is if I'm not over it. That's pretty good. We can deal with that. All right, we want to adhere this on with dimensionals. I like to use a couple. Make sure it stays right where I want it to. And I'm going to put this right in the middle of the card. Easy peasy. Then I have twine, and I'm going to tie a double bow. So to tie a double bow, and this is awfully kinked up because it's been on this little roll, all you're going to do is lay your thread in half, whoops, like that, or double it I should say, not lay it in half, and then just tie your bow. Super easy. Now sometimes one end gets too short than the other, but I think we did okay on this one. All right, now we just want to use our scissors to cut it off, and let's see. I need to make our ends a little closer together. Give it a little haircut. All right, now you can fluff your bow. I like to kind of pull my loops apart, so it gives it more dimension. Get these little bits away. All right, grab a glue dot. And put it on like so. I'm almost out of glue dots. It's time for some new ones. And I'm going to stick it right in that corner. Okay, those ends seem a little long to me still. I'm going to give it a little more haircut. There we go. Like so. All right, and just like that, you have one birthday card that's done. So now I have two that I can send out. Quick and easy. I like those kinds of cards. They're fun. I like the difficult ones too, don't get me wrong. But I really do enjoy these. All right, so let's set this aside. And now we're going to do this card. All right, for this card, I used Balmy Blue. And it's cut 8.5 by 5.5 and then scored at 4 1/4. Then I have 2 pieces of 4 by 5 1/4 pieces of basic white. I still have all these little guys all over here. It's not where they're supposed to be. I have a piece of DSP that is 1 5/8 by 5 1/4. I have a stitched rectangle. And then I have 2 scrap pieces of paper, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And I almost forgot, before we do that, whoops, I'm gonna pick up these pieces because I just want to show you a couple of classes that I have coming up. So this is using the In Symmetry class, or In Symmetry stamp set. And this is a fun card that opens up, and it can be a gift card holder or it can just be a standard card. It fits in a regular envelope. Isn't that fun? It's a fancy fold. We have this one, and the Just Jade ribbon is a favorite. I love this ribbon. Here's Thanks So Much. And Hey Friend. Okay, we have that. Then we also have this really adorable little treat holder, and you can open it up, and inside is a That's It bar, because there's only apples and blueberries in it. They really do mean that's it. All right, so this class is coming up next week on June 24th. I'm having an in-person class at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., or you can get the class to go. Okay, so that's the In Symmetry. Then I have a fancy fold class for you. So this is with the hand penned. So you can see these cards. This one I used as a graduation card. Isn't that fun? This one opens like this. This I think might be my favorite. So you can see what it looks like, and all you do is pull it apart to open your card or put it back together. So these are all fun folds. We have this one like this. And then the last one we have is Feel Better Friend, and it opens up with a big piece of the DSP. So this is a class to go. I've already done the in-person class. If you would like to get this to go, it will ship out June 30th. So you can register for that. If you'd like to register for either of the classes, message me and I'll send you the link to register. All right, back to our cards. Let's see, let's put that guy up there. I'm gonna set my pieces aside. So before we get to adhering, I want to do our stamping. And one of the things that you need to do for the peaches is you need to mask so that you can stamp the leaves, but not have the leaves come in front. I hope that makes sense. So the first thing we're going to do is, hang on, I'm going to get my stamp out. Like so, and I'm using Calypso Coral. And I'm going to ink up my peach and just make it like that. Super easy, right? All right, we're also going to do, while we're at it, I'll go ahead and do my other peach right here. All right, so the first thing we need to do is cut out our peach. So this is going to be the mask that we use to so we can stamp the leaves. On this one, I usually say you want to leave a little cloud around your image. Not on this one. On this one, you just want to get it right on the edge so you can stamp it. I'll show you. It will make sense in just a moment. Okay, so we have our mask. It is imperfect, and that's great. It's perfect. It's just what you want, actually. So now we're going to take our leaves, and I'm doing it in Mossy Meadow, and we're going to do it to this peach first. We're going to hold the mask up so it covers the peach. And then this way, if I don't keep moving it, I can stamp my leaf. Now see, if I didn't have the mask, the leaf would go in front of the peach. That's not looking so good. But this way we trick it and it goes across the edge. Great, right? Like, that's a super easy trick and it's not at all difficult. So now I'm going to stamp my peaches across the top, and on this one, whoops, let's scoot it over. On this one, I went a little too far over and my peach wouldn't fit. They're kind of off center. They're imperfect. Peaches are imperfect, but I would prefer it be a little bit better. So this time I'm gonna get closer to this end and stamp my peach. And then stamp it on this side. Okay, we've got good. This one we're going to cut out and put in the middle. So it's coming. But now we're going to use our mask so that we can stamp leaves on this guy. Did I tell you what ink I was using? I'm using Mossy Meadow for the leaves. I'll just do it like that. And that one's all done. Come over here. And we'll stamp another one and have it go the opposite direction, like so. All right, we're looking good, we're looking good. All right, now we're done with our mask. The beauty is, though, you could use this over and over and over again. So for this one now, we're going to cut it out, and I'm gonna say, leave a little white edge showing, like there's a little cloud behind it. The reason is because when you have your stamped image finished and on your card, it tricks the eye. So the eye is led to the nice straight line of the stamp and not to the irregular cutting that you did around the edge. So tricking the eye is a good thing. Let's see, get a little bit there. Now, you may have amazing cutting, which is awesome. I don't. It's, you know, okay. All right, so we got that done, and he's gonna go right in the middle. All right, I like it. All right, now we're going to add our DSP, and our DSP is 1 5/8 by 5 1/4, and it's just gonna go across the bottom. You'll notice that I used a different piece of DSP than on this one, because there's only so much DSP in a pack, and I did these cards with my team at our team meeting. But it's still blue, and I think it'll still be beautiful. We'll find out here in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna glue that on there. That's on. We're gonna come back to those stamps in just a second. All right, now we're going to wrap, pardon my reach, our crinkled white seam binding. And I'm going to, whoops, forgot to attach this. Let's do that real quick. Like so. And I want them to be a little off center. Let's see. Get it right in between the two. Maybe a little higher. Oops. We're gonna go with that. All right, wrap your ribbon around your card, and you're going to tie it in a bow. I am of the opinion that a project isn't finished until it has some kind of ribbon or twine on it. I love ribbon and twine. Love it so much. Whoops, this isn't quite long enough. Come on, here we go. Just have to make my fingers work. Tie this bow. I always tie my bows bigger than I want them to be because they're just easier to deal with, I think, when they're bigger. Tighten that down, and then we can adjust it here. All right, our bow is on. Beautiful. I'm not sure what happened to the end of this ribbon. It looks like I would say my dog chewed on it, but that's not likely. I'm not sure what happened there. Something got caught funky. And over here, put that out of our way. Now we can adhere this to our card front, and I'm just going to glue it on. Glue is my favorite. You have to remember that less is more with glue. Let's get this down. All right, that's all good. Now we need our sentiment. And our sentiment, where did that little piece of paper go? I know I had it. Is it still in the envelope? It is not. Does anybody see it? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. I found it. Like I couldn't have gone far. All right, and for that one, I'm using the Thanks So Much stamp set. Oh, oops. Helps if you're in Balmy Blue. Balmy Blue. And we will stamp, hopefully, right in the right place. Beautiful. That works. Now, what I did on this card was that I punched a hole at the end and then put it onto the bow. I'm going to do a easier technique, which means I'm just going to adhere this with a glue dot right there. Same effect, but isn't as much, doesn't cause as much angst when you're trying to tie it on, because it can be tricky. Let's make sure our little tails stay down. That's in like so. Now sometimes these ones want to move a little bit. A great workaround is to grab a dimensional, put it on the back. Oh, come off back. Put it on the back. And then just put it where it's supposed to go. So if I want it to be like this, well, that's where it's gonna go. And it'll stay. All right, we're doing good. Now we just need a little bit of bling. So I've used these rhinestones a lot, you can see. So let's take this off. And let's just slide one onto here at the end. And then let's put one, let's see, where do we have some space that we need to take care of? Like one there, and let's do one over here. Let's do like one there and one up here, which I think is what I did on the other card. It is. So now that card is all finished. Lovely, right? Okay, so let's go just a little bit more on this card and let's have a little bit more fun. And that is one of my teammates, I think it was Carol, was stamping the inside and also the envelope. And it's something that I always forget to do. So I want to do that as well. I'm going to stamp down here the Calypso Coral. Oops, that was almost in, you guys could almost see it. And then let's put on our mask and we're gonna add some leaves. Like this. Okay. So that looks good. I'm happy with that. And we're gonna put that on the inside of the card. I'm gonna adhere it down with glue again. Just like that. Easy peasy. Now the inside is decorated. Now let's look at the envelope. So you can stamp on the front of the envelope if you want, or the back of the envelope. The front, if you keep it to this corner, is usually pretty good. The back, you're kind of safe. Like, nothing's really gonna get it. No postage marks or anything. So I think I'm going to still, though, I'm gonna put a peach on the right corner, or left. Let's see, the left bottom corner. How about that? Let's try that again. So let's add the peach. Well, that almost worked. Okay, hang on. The nice part about photopolymer is that you can put it right back down. Ta-da! And it works. All right, once again, get our little mask out. And we're going to go this way, I think. My finger's in the way. Like that. Ta-da! So now you have a beautiful card that has a pretty envelope with it, and it's decorated on the inside. Pretty great. All right, so we'll put those aside. Let me close these real quick because I don't want to put my fingers in them. I'm good at doing that. And then I'll just remind you of these classes. So you have the Fancy Fold class coming up. It'll ship on the 30th. Whoops, it's going the wrong way. That goes that way. And in it, you get half a pack of the DSP. You get a package of the gems and a bolt of the ribbon, as well as everything that you need to do the project. And then we have the In Symmetry class with this cool card that opens. I went through many iterations of that card before I was happy. And then you'll also make a cute little 3D project with that class as well. So if you would like either of these classes, this one will be next week in person, and you can come at 10 a.m. or 6 p.m. in my classroom, or I can mail it to you. And this one is for to-go only. I've already done the local class, and it will ship out on the 30th of June. So if you'd like those, let me know, and I will send you the link. All right, thanks so much. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.